Hi, hello, and welcome to the third episode of Lighten Up with Leap. I'm sure all of you must have heard this sound at least once in your lifetime, and with this current pandemic happening, we've heard it more often than ever. 108 is a number that all of us have to remember. Why? Because it's the medical emergency number. The proud owner of this number 108 of medical emergency is the GVK Emergency Management Research Institute, Hyderabad, India. And in today's episode, I had the privilege and honor of interviewing the medical director of GVK EMRI, Dr. G.V. Ramana Rao. The mission of the GVK Foundation is to save 1 million lives annually, and Dr. Ramana Rao has been part of this organization since its inception in the year 2005. 108 is a medical emergency number that operates in 15 states and 2 union territories across India. However, what we are less aware of is the fact that there are other such numbers such as 102, 104 that comes under the GVK Foundation, very specific to fields such as pregnancy, neonatal care, mental health and well-being in elders, and veterinary. In segment 1, Dr. Ramana Rao talks more about their services, his journey with the GVK Foundation, and how they have been combating the current pandemic and their strategy to be future ready. Let's dive straight into segment 1. Good morning, Doctor. How are you doing today?
Fine. Very good morning to you, Aishwarya.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Doctor. How is your day? How are you enjoying staying at home?
Great, right. Today happens to be the festival of Ramzan, and you know that Hyderabad is not only famous for biryani, badminton, but we have a lot of very special dishes on the occasion of Ramzan, right? Same year.
Yes.
It's not only City of Pearls, but it's a very important replica of universal in diversity, right? Yes.
It's an absolute honor for me to have you on our show, interviewing you today. I'm going to take you to segment 1 right now, which is breaking the ice. And I had given a little bit of introduction to who our celebrity guest for today is going to be. But I think we should hear it from you. Tell us about your journey with GVK EMRI, and tell us more about your services.
Initially, about 11 years of my service, I worked in emergency rooms, but in those days it was called casualty. I was working in Islamic Republic of Iran. On my first night duty in a hospital, I came to know about this profession and a professional called paramedic. Then I worked there for about 11 years. Then I came back to India in 1993, and then I was working as a public health specialist. And then I picked up this sentence that health and education are entry points into the development of society. So from there, I was invited to this organization, GVK Emergency Management Research Institute, which happened to be in Hyderabad. So when I came, it was only a few ambulances. I was really attracted with the vision of this organization. It is called saving lives, that to saving 1 million lives. And I thought this is a platform.
Thank you so much for being part of everybody's life. I think 108 is a number that ever since it was introduced in 2005, I think 108, anywhere you see 108, all that you can remember is the siren sound and then the ambulance. 108 is not the only service that GVK offers, right? There are more to it. There is 104, there is 102, and a lot of people are not really aware of other services. Can you elaborate a bit more on that?
Yeah, sure. Still I would say that 108 is our flagship, and that is how we are recognized, right? Whenever we go there, 108 wale aage, aiye. So that is the respect we carry, that touchwood. We have started spreading to many states, as many of you may be aware that we are in about 15 states and 2 union territories, reaching about 850 million population. So we are ambulance people. We have 4 wheels. One wheel is leadership, second wheel is technology, the third one is innovation, and fourth one is research and training. And of course, I always add the fifth one, which is called a spare wheel also. We call it supply chain management, because ambulances are far away, and then we need to ensure that all important drugs are available 24/7. After 108, the most popular service we are doing is called 102 Janani Shishu Suraksha Karyakram. So around delivery time, women can use these services free of cost, and this is called 102 services. From home to hospital, hospital to hospital, and hospital to home, free transportation, in addition to other advantages under JSSK. So in about 10 to 11 states, we are really using this 102 services. This is the second most important service GVK EMRI is offering. In India, you know that roads have improved, telephones have improved. So people are also having access to the telephone. So over phone, we provide health helpline. It is called 104 health helpline. We are doing it in about 6 states now. In police services also, dial direct general DG 100. So we are also providing these services under public-private partnership in a few states. Dial 100. Right. We have come out with this 181 women helpline. We have started in Gujarat. Now it is there in many states. So 102, 104, dial 100, and 181. Now 1962 and GVK EMRI is doing these mobile veterinary health services. We run 60 plus exclusive neonatal ambulances in Tamil Nadu. So these are a few other projects beyond 104, and very rarely we get an opportunity to share our other important projects, and they're all public-private partnership, and it's all, I would hurry to add that 9 out of 10 are people from the below poverty line, and majority of them from the rural background. So in that way, with less, we are doing more for more. Aishwarya.
With very less, you are doing, like, I don't know, this is just humongous, doctor. A lot of us only know 108. If I can say this with your permission, a lot of public also complain that, 108 sometimes is very busy, they don't come on time and all that. But they are forgetting the fact that there are other services very, very specific to each need. For example, like you said, 102 for pregnant women. I have to be very honest, until this moment, I didn't know about it. So there was one parent that I met who was right next to the hospital, which had the first class neonatal care, and they went around the entire city. They didn't know where to go, but they were just right next to the hospital. And I think they had reached out to EMRI at that point of time. If they had the awareness, I think, there will be more lives that have been saved. And I'm so happy that I did this interview, and I had a chance to interview you, because I can bring to light a lot more services that EMRI are offering, and thank you so much for sharing this. In an organization perspective, how have you been able to manage this sudden need for more ambulance services? There is an increasing demand for ambulance services. There is an increasing demand for emergency medical services. How have you been able to combat this demand?
It's a very valid question. We have about 13,600 ambulances at this point of time. And what we have done under the COVID pandemic is, we have identified about 4,000 ambulances. And along with the full coordination with the respective state governments, out of the 13,600 ambulances, 4,000 are dedicated COVID ambulances. Luckily, we have the technology bandwidth, and then we know when the call has come, when the ambulance has reached, and when. So in addition to this sort of a response over phone, by providing an ambulance to the need for both the primary transportation, and we were also actively involved in containment, right? So, it's a very specialized procedure when we talk about surveillance activity. And in at least 2 states, we are also in lab testing at the community level also. Our learning is, we run ambulances as our part of our operations responsibility. But saving lives is the business for us. When we focus on saving lives, So we don't get involved with all these severe things, and then we continue to focus on our service, and we respect independent of their socio-economic status, regional status. So that's sort of a different approach and perspectives we develop when we work in these organizations like 108, GVK EMRI.
Amazing, doctor. That's incredible. How future ready is GVK EMRI in terms of handling, a situation like this?
Capacity building is a very continuous thing. For us, education is important, but re-education is very, very important.
Right.
So if you look into our organizational core principles, everyone in the organization has got a very strong foundation training program, and then at least twice a year they are exposed to that. So education and re-education are a part of that.
Right.
And we have collaborated with Stanford School of Medicine USA, because emergency medicine is a new discipline which was formalized by Medical Council of India. We only in 2009, but we were there in this area since 2005. So we have learned by implementing, and then we have started teaching and ensuring that we are a facilitator in bringing those changes.
Okay. One thing that you learned from this current pandemic?
The phenomenal learning for me is like dreaming big, our preparedness should also be very big. So if you are having a right kind of mindset, and we have from the bottom of the heart the joy of giving back, I'm sure that this sort of a pandemics like COVID, they make us to learn more and contribute to the societies. Very important to have this, I would use the word, the execution excellence. If it is what we aim at, and if we have a good leadership which has got that statement level approach, and an organization which believes that if we take care of our 58,000 employees, these 58,000 employees would be able to take care of 850 million population who are spread in various parts of the country.
We have another interesting element in this particular episode, wherein we have our own chief strategist, Mr. T.P. Anand, to tell you the key takeaways from this particular interview with Dr. Ramana Rao, which you can apply in your day-to-day business, irrespective of the field that you are dealing with.
I'm sure you would have enjoyed listening to Dr. Ramana Rao. While I was also listening to Dr. Ramana Rao, I thought, why shouldn't I pick up some real key learnings from this interview, which will be extremely useful for the small and medium enterprises. And I found there were 10 different learnings from this interview of Dr. Ramana Rao. First, he spoke very clearly about alignment with the vision. Whatever be the vision of your organization, is your entire team aligned with the vision of your organization? Ask that question. Number 2, he said there are 4 fundamental concepts on which the entire organization is built, and he called them the 4 wheels of the ambulance. He said technology is the core competency of his organization, supported by dynamic leadership, innovative culture, research and training. So he called those 4 pillars as the 4 wheels. And he said the vehicle also has a spare wheel. And that spare wheel for his business was supply chain management. I think this is applicable to every single organization. Number 3, he said 108 ambulance is not the only service that we extend, though that is where we started. But they extended it to 102, 104, 1962 and 100 and 181. That means he was talking about value added services. When you add value, you are actually adding more customers to your business. Then he said, with less, more for more. Use your resources as well as possible. Don't worry if the number of resources that you have is less. You achieve more output with your less resources. At the same time, try to reach as many more customers as possible. Number 5, allocate resources judiciously. And when you allocate resources, be clear how much of resources will be devoted for such crisis management situation. Number 6, he said when we render services, we track our services by using technology. That was in particular reference to COVID, but he also generalized it by saying we use technology very effectively to track our services. Number 7, he said there is total focus on the business on hand. Our business is to save lives. We focus entirely on that business. We don't look at anything else. Great learning. Focus on your organization's main business. Question the business model, understand the business model, and stay focused on your business model. Number 8, he said the learning that they got from this COVID-19 situation was a continuous capacity building. The learning, education, re-education, alignment with world-class organizations like the Stanford School of Medicine, because emergency medicine has reached a level of competency and advancement in certain countries which certain other countries are lacking. So pick up the best practices. Number 9, he specifically said all our learnings through this pandemic and also the earlier occasions have all been properly captured and documented, which means there is a proper knowledge management system. You have faced different situations in your business. You have come across so many things in your business. Have you captured it somewhere? Have you documented it? Are you sharing that knowledge with everybody in your organization? Ask that question. Number 10, think big, be prepared for the worst, for which his prescription as a doctor was right mindset. Execution excellence supported by dynamic leadership. So these 10 learnings are great learnings in my opinion for every small and medium enterprise. Thank you.
Now it's time to take him through a lane of beautiful memories. So let's dive straight into segment 2.
Now it is my duty to take you down a memory lane of beautiful memories for you to share with us. I tried my best to get you photos.
Oh, I see. Oh, great. It's one of my favorite photographs. I've studied in a place called Government High School in Hyderabad, Malakpet area, and then there was a psychologist who mentioned that, you live first 10 years and after that it is all reflection. We have started working in organizations which have got highly evolved processes, but values of what we have learned from the schools and teachers is something I think we are here able to contribute something to the societies because of the people who are all were teachers, and I'm very happy that you have shown this photograph and very nostalgic for me. Thank you, Aishwarya.
I have another photo for you.
Oh.
I am sure you have definitely fond memories, and I think it is one of the reasons why you're here.
Wow. This is a Kakatiya Warangal Fort and the medical college, right? So we call it KMC elites, right? Elites. So 1972 batch. I'll just put it on a lighter vein because you got this lighten up, right?
Yeah.
The modern definition of doctor, but with quote unquote, not my name, right? A doctor is one who cures the ills by pills, but kills the people by bills. Because healthcare has become what I call an industry, and then so otherwise, there is a lot of novelty, and then many of us are still, we strongly believe that we are all educated to give back something to the society, and then ameliorating some pain or curing somebody, and the blessings we get, visible and invisible.
I have a next memory to share.
Oh.
Do you remember
right.
this one, doctor?
For everybody in the world who is all committed to the good of the public or a public health professionals,
Yeah.
the ultimate is World Health Organization.
Yes.
I'm telling you that I had the greatest privilege of representing India on this EMS or pre-hospital care twice to World Health Organization. And I think one of my best moments, it's all a reflection of the hard work, and I'm a very strong representative of the lower and middle income countries there.
The incredible effort GVK EMRI has put into making lives better and saving, I iterate on that, saving 1 million lives annually, having that as a goal, and I think you've achieved a lot. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, this is the memories that I could get for you. Of you, but there is one thing that I heard, that every day you have interesting stories from your frontline staff who are handling the cases these days. So can you share something very interesting that you've come across from your frontline staff or from your ambulance staff, something for us?
Correct, right. It is I will share a few of them, right. In Northeast, in Assam and Meghalaya, we do that, these services, and every day we assist about 300 child births. So every day, our own ambulance staff, emergency medical technicians, we assist emergency child births every day. So one grandmother, when she was traveling in our ambulances, her daughter gave birth to a female child in Northeast. I'm not telling the area and region because I want that to be anonymous.
No.
And she put the name of their granddaughter as Emrisha, EMRISHA. So that is a big certificate for us.
Oh my!
Emrisha. So when I came to know about it, it was really very touchy. That is the honor and the certificate they have given to us.
It was indeed very interesting to travel with Dr. Ramana Rao through his memories, starting with his school days, his college, his experience with the World Health Organization, and finally that baby being delivered in their ambulance. Well, segment 1 and 2 seemed like a mini rapid fire round for me, so full of energy and so full of positivity. But now is the actual time for our segment 3, the rapid fire round. Let's jump straight into it and see how Dr. Ramana Rao handled our rapid fire round.
Are you ready for segment 3? This is the most favorite segment in my show. So are you ready for the rapid fire?
Yes, of course. I've started enjoying my 1x to 2x. I'm sure I look forward to the 3x. Right? Yes, please.
Okay, doctor. Question number 1. 3 people who have inspired you.
Okay. Dr. Kalam, GVK Reddy, and Professor Srinath Reddy.
Okay, fantastic. If you could ask God one question, what would it be?
No diseases, only health.
Oh, amazing. Okay. What is one thing you would put on your bucket list?
Okay, a lot of books. I was a bookworm and I want to come back to that again.
If not medicine, which alternate profession would you have preferred?
Definitely a Telugu teacher.
Telugu teacher, oh fantastic. Okay, one talent you would like to inherit from your grandchildren?
Fun talent which I want to learn from children is to laugh at the same level for the same joke n number of times. This, I think, as age come, I'm not losing that touch. From children, I would like to get that talent. Yes.
Okay, doctor. Great. Next question is favorite vacation destination.
Favorite? All right. It is Iran. There is a small town called Sahane, and there's a small hillock, and by the side there is a spring, and that's beautiful. And then I would say that I want to be part of the nature there.
Next question. One advice to the current generation.
Modesty and values are very important in our lives.
If you could trade lives with anyone for a day, who would it be?
I want to be part of that team whose leader was Mahatma Gandhi. way back in 1902 in South Africa.
Fantastic, doctor. Okay. Question number 9. Your biggest regret?
My biggest regret, the balance of work and the personal life.
I know. Your last question. If you met your 20-year-old self today, what would you tell him?
I would tell them that please start giving back to the society very early, not when you reach old, right, or elderly.
Okay. Done. We are done with your rapid fire. Good job.
Thank you. It was a very difficult time for me. First time I'm facing this rapid fire, right? So we are all prepared for the emergency.
You handled it very well, doctor. I have to say honestly, you handled it very well. Very, very well.
Nice of you. Thank you so much.
That's all, and that marks the end of the wonderful rapid fire round, and hence we are at the end of our interview session. So that's it for today. I'm sure there is a lot to learn from this episode, from what Dr. Ramana Rao has told you on his strategy to be future ready, and what are the key takeaways from this entire interview session that our chief strategist presented to you. Until I see you next week with another celebrity guest, this is Aishwarya saying bye-bye.